seeing this when there's a 1, a 4, or a 7 in the time, or anywhere on the screen, or there's a number of greater significance to you in the time or on the screen that this could be for you. Or if you have had an orange or anything with orange flavor in the past 20 hours, or you have eaten something that starts with a C in the past 4 hours, or if you are wearing any orange or pink, this could be for you. Or if you've gotten something peculiar up your nose recently, could be for you. Could be. Or if you picked your nose in the past 2 minutes, are you picking your nose now? Yeah. Or yeah. Oh, this could be for you. The amount of synchronicities you had lined up can indeed correspond with the amount of which this is for you. But of course, we do this here for funsies and heavily for the ASMR. So don't take any of this too seriously. Also, if some ASMR pops out for you in the cards today, rest assured, we will be addressing it promptly. What's up with you today? There definitely is. We don't have flowers. Sorry, but we do have a candle. Okay, hopefully the presence of the flame is comforting to you. We do also have... Ooh. Okay, you definitely have some sort of something that is meant to be seen by quite a few different people. I mean, we have different groups here, of course, so parts of this could be for some of you, but some of you are like meant to be seen by a lot of different groups of people, specifically because of the light you hold, specifically because of some perspective you have that kind of just like when people get a glimpse of a taste what you got going on, they question. They're like, wait a minute. It starts like starts peeps thinking is what it does. What joy, what glee beams from the sounds of voices uplifting the web of sorrow, glimmering as if no tomorrow. So yeah, if you are literally like on the web, on the internet, okay, creating your community here, we definitely have some peeps doing that, and I'm excited. This doesn't have to just be that. You could just have people in your personal life that something about the way you view things really helps people kind of like question and get them out of a rut type of thing. That's rad. That's rad. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna try and shuffle quietly. I know I see your comment. I'm trying. But also, I was thinking maybe if I did more of soft spoken, if I raised my voice up a bit, it wouldn't be so bad. The difference, right? So we'll see. Okay, let's see. Ooh, herb crafting. Some of y'all are crafting with herbs. What is this? Trying some new teas. Maybe you just brought home a new tea recently. Maybe you've been thinking about making a tea out of some new, you know what I mean? You've been thinking about trying a new tea. Or, you know, herb crafting could be a lot of different things. It sure could. Allow your roots to dive deep into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. Okay. Definitely within the past week or so, there's been a lot of shallow interactions for you, or maybe you haven't really. This also definitely feels more like not so much other people's interactions, but interactions with yourself. Like a need to really get deep with yourself. Like, well, okay, what, you know, especially with this light here, like, what light do you want to reflect in the first place? What do you want to see more of in the world? You know, type of thing. So this could be, we have herb crafting here. So maybe some type of craft will really help you kind of dig deeper into yourself, give yourself that time to really marinate and think about, you know, just giving yourself the time to be with yourself, not with the version of yourself in the past, not with anxiety about the version of yourself in the future, but presently. Digging deep with yourself presently. Be curious, dear child, and explore the world within worlds. Okay. Okay, you have someone coming in here, so definitely, like, we need that time to yourself. You need that time to yourself to reel yourself in presently and just let yourself explore your thoughts, right? This is not, again, only for you. Like, this is also going to help other people when they interact with your light after these moments of, like, presently digging deep yourself, you know. But don't go out thinking about the bacon boogers again. Anyway, this is also going to help you meet someone in the future. For some of you, in the next 4 months, you're going to be meeting somebody. And hadn't you done this work with yourself prior, you wouldn't feel ready for this opportunity coming your way. Now this can also, we have some peeps spread about here, so we also have scenarios where this work, just like allowing yourself more time with your own thoughts, is going to also be helping you just have deeper relationships with peeps already in your life. You're definitely going to be learning a lot more about people, and this is going to also kind of create a deeper sense of hope for humanity in the long run for you. So let's see, we have embodiment here. What's this? We definitely have like some peeps that need to be a little bit easier on your reflection, a bit nicer. You know, your bod is taking you through this little run around, and be nice. Be nice to it. Okay, it's beautiful. You're beautiful. The wrinkles upon your face are just showing you what you've been through, showing you that you're living it up. Okay, so anyway, this feels like maybe a smaller group of y'all here have like some intense anxiety about like growing old, or maybe like recently you've been looking through pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, look how different, you know what I mean? Just some kind of anxiety there, but again, that anxiety about reel yourself back in, okay? Remember what's important and the light you want to reflect. Do you want to add more like stigma to aging skin and age, you know what I mean? What do you want to add to that? Like, that's beautiful. Like, you get to age. That is beautiful. Not everyone gets to do that. So, anyway, that was for a smaller group of y'all, but we also have come all, come now, expand to the skies and into the shadows below. Okay. This really does go without saying, but, you know, to have a good story, there's gotta be shadows, right? There's gotta be shadows. You gotta expand into them shadows, too. What is this? Let me get a little bit more on this, because it feels like there's something here that doesn't want to be adventured into, okay? Maybe there's some feeling you've been avoiding, some conversation you've been avoiding. This also feels, we have a lot of purple here, so this feels really like being kind of like stuck in your head with this. What is this? Hold up. Let's take a peek. There's definitely something you're stuck in your head about. Maybe you need to move your bod, okay? Maybe you're a little too stuck in your head about like where to go next, and it's simple. It's like, should I eat? Should I shower? Should I do this? Just move your bod for a bit. Maybe stretch, kind of get yourself out of your head and into your body. that, again, like we had with the grounding, that needing to ground. Every moment is a sacred gift, a blessing you shouldn't take for granted. Okay, yeah. And this could be like, you know, it feels like a real unacknowledgement of some shadow. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? What is this here? We have Heather here as well. Oh, it's because you don't feel worthy. No, you are. You are. Especially if you're this type of person that's sharing your energy with other people. This is kind of giving. Okay. You're worthy, my dear. Silence the noise that strips you of your peace. First off, there's a few different groups here. One of the groups, you've been kind of like stuck in a decision paralysis, and there's one thing you want to do, you're like excited about, but you're like, oh, but I gotta do this, this, and this first. So you kind of got you stuck, making you feel like you're not, like, those things that you want to do aren't as important as the things you gotta do, you know? So definitely, if that's you and you're stuck now, just go do that thing that you think sounds fun. Yeah, just go do it. We also have, like, you know, they're putting up a wreath, maybe putting up something new in your home, a wreath or whatever, to help remind you that you are always worth what you're passionate about. What you're passionate about, what you're excited about is always worth it and important. Okay, so don't push those to the side when you have a lot going on, because those are the things that's ultimately going to give you the will to live, to be honest. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We got some like shadow stuff up in here, and that's definitely something that's gonna help those aspects of life feel a lot less daunting to you. Okay, it's gonna give you more energy than it takes, which will help you get those other things that you need to do done quicker in a more grateful mindset. So there's that. Reason in the flow of what is and what needs to be. Okay, so you're definitely, you know, whatever this is that you've been stuck kind of trying to decide, there's definitely a reason for like the order you put things, and something about that order does need to be switched up. Especially, this is more so if you're actively feeling kind of stuck. Okay, if you're stuck, because you know, there's this very specific reason in the order. So if you're like, if you are too stuck one way thinking like, oh, but it has to happen in this order, otherwise, like, you know, I have to make it my reward instead. No. Something about the order of things being switched up is going to be crazy beneficial. And you won't see it now, because right now you'll kind of be in the mindset of, you know, gotta get the important things done, the things that other people are relying on me for. You're not gonna see that actually choosing the things you're excited about. You know, you're gonna be getting some insights when you work on those other things that's gonna help you be better equipped to work with those other things, you know what I mean? And also get you more excited to do those other things, because it definitely does feel like you got some things right now you're just not excited about, and that's kind of why you're stuck. Okay, let's see here. Falling leaves. Let go of things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. You deserve it. Also, for some of you that are like content creators, or, you know, somehow sharing your light with other peeps, it feels like there has been like some happiness that's kind of like been holding you back, or like there's really, the order of things keeps popping up in my mind, so just like something's order needs to change up a little bit. get more into a flow state when it comes to creating and sharing yourself. Let go of the things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. Let's do some BS plugging real quick. And then we'll see from there. Okay. Okay. If you need more BS plugged, you got an abundance of BS. Don't worry. I have full BS plugging videos up. Yeah, I do. Now, let's do a little bit of crystal soap to set away any self-limiting beliefs here. Yeah. We kind of talked about this, but especially with that, people-pleasing energy, or just, that way about you, it's really easy to put other things ahead of what it is your soul really needs. So, your soul will work best, though it'll feel lightest when you're looking out for it. So, and let's just... As the leaves are falling, there's something about the change in air that's kind of helping you switch into a more introspective, you're taking care of yourself. You are. I don't want this to be like a call out, you gotta take care of yourself first. There's just, and maybe you're in it now. You're stuck because you're kind of stuck on the order of things. You think you gotta get something else done before this. If you're not actively stuck like that, this is something that's going to be popping up within the next 3 days. So just remember this when you feel stuck and you're like, oh shoot, I want to do this and I'm really excited about this. That would get me out of bed. Yeah, it would. But first I have this, and this to do. Now, go do that other thing. Okay, if that's going to get you out of bed. Get yourself up and out of bed and charged up, okay? Before tackling the others. You definitely have something going on this Halloween. This was right underneath this card. The rest of the deck is closed there. Call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. This card is more so for the peeps who don't have a particular thing that they would be excited about over the other things. Maybe you kind of lost your spark a bit. You lost the where's the faucet to fill my cup though? You know what I mean? You don't know where faucet's at. Okay. The lights are out. You can't find the faucet. Call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night within the next 3 days. If this is you, within the next 3 days, you are going to be getting some subtle excitements about some things, whether this is a new project, a new craft. Maybe you're finally going to make some prints of some art or something. It's going to be different for all y'alls. But you are going to be getting subtle little excitements that are going to be initially so little, it's going to be easier for you to brush off when you wake up in the morning. Okay, but these next 3 days, keep a notebook by your bedside as you're drifting off, thinking about whenever something sparks in, and it's even just something so subtly you're excited about, ever so slightly excited about it, jot it down, okay? Because even though the spark seems small now, your soul's gonna recognize it. Anything else? You got any? Oh, with that being said, actually, let's give you a little potion. We'll give you a couple potions. How about first one? If you lost your faucet, you're probably running low on smiles. So let's just add in some extra guaranteed genuine smiles for your week ahead, okay? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want more than 5, right? More than 5 extra smiles. Whoa, okay. Now guess how many smiles I've got here. Guess how many? Let's see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 extra smiles. I think that's got to be a record. 16 extra smiles this week. That's a pretty smiley week, if you ask me. Alright, and then let's add this other potion. And now, this other potion, you can add any intention you'd like to it. So, let's see here. Let's do... So sorry about that. Take a look and see. Oh no, not that one. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. You also don't have to think of that intention now if it puts you on the spot. These potions not bound by time. Oh yeah, it's not. Okay. Sorry. Alright, now I'm just going to tap that in a little further. Any juicy specific deeds? Oh. Someone been not recently. Some of you, not recently. Someone been passed down something with a heart. Maybe it's a necklace, maybe it's a sweater. Something with a heart. There's something about that person that it was passed on by that has some kind of like something to do with some inspiration, that inspiration you're gonna be getting while you're falling asleep. Some of you, it feels like a relative for sure, like maybe a great-great-grandma you have something from that has some kind of heart shape on it. Maybe you're like completing one of her types of crafts, or kind of starting something she wanted to do, but she just, maybe with the times, she didn't have the rights to do it, or something like that. That's kind of the vibe this is given. This isn't just relatives. Some of y'all, this is like an object that you were, it's just something about the person whose that heart-shaped object was. Something about that person's energy is definitely going to be kind of like intertwined with your inspiration these next like 3 weeks or so. This could also be, if you don't have an object like that, the next video you see, well, not me, I don't count unless it's a separate video. The next video you see with like a heart-shaped object in it, they're wearing a heart, they got, something. There's something there about their energy that is going to kind of have something to do with your inspirations this next month or so. So that's exciting. To be in community is to be part of something greater than you could have ever imagined. So this is kind of like, since it didn't come out all the way, I'm kind of getting the sense that you are getting a feel for your community. You're kind of drawing your community in. You're not, maybe some of you aren't 100% sure what that looks like yet. Guaranteed, when you find that faucet, when you find your faucet, you'll find your community as well. When you start living more fully, when you start filling your cup up more regularly before filling everyone else's, your community will definitely find you. Some of y'all, it definitely seems like you already have like a pretty established community, but there's still something. Maybe like your connection to them isn't always established. Maybe you have some sort of like imposter syndrome that makes you feel disconnected from your community sometimes. Telling stories. And wreath, that's the second wreath card here, so some of y'all need to get a wreath up. Set some intentions for that wreath too, so every time you see that wreath, you're reminded of your intentions. Your intentions, whatever you want to add more of into your life, create some intentions for that, you know what I mean? To remind yourself of that. Circle. We also had sacred circle at the very beginning of this. There in the circle of life tends to breathe death. And also with the shadows we had before, the sun and the shadows. There's definitely one is not without the other, eternally bound by the essence of spirit. What words so tender can be spoken so bravely, unless they are true from the truest of words? Definitely have something here where you're gonna kind of need to be stepping out and speaking your truth. Again, seems like you have been, but there's like almost a deeper truth that you feel like you speak on. And I think that this feels kind of daunting for some of you. Maybe you don't even know what that truth is yet, but you just know that you haven't been fully using your voice in some way, whether this is with a specific person or, again, like with your community you've got here. There's something here that it kind of almost feels like for those of you who have like you're a content creator, right? For those of you that are a content creator, this kind of feels like I'm not really knowing what I want to say, but then just getting yourself set up to say whatever it is, or to share or create whatever it is. You know, some of you, it feels like you kind of get stuck in the thinking you have to like plan it out before you even sit down and turn your camera on. There's something here that you just sitting down and turning your camera on is gonna get, like, something's gonna click and you're gonna be like, oh yes, this is what this video is gonna be about. Or, oh yes, actually, I know exactly what I want to say here, you know? That's kind of the vibe this is giving right now. There's a truth here that is gonna feel very true for a lot of people as well, and it's gonna be uncovering a lot of other people's truths too. Like, you know what? Hell yeah! You know what? Hell yeah! Okay. And I'm excited about that for you and for this group of people that is going to be, you know, witnessing this truth you are illuminating. This, for some of you, this does feel like, you know, some kind of a loss. We have, there in the circle of life tends to breed death. So this could be like an actual, like you lost someone. I'm so sorry if that's the case recently, you know. Or maybe your content is taking a different turn, or your art is taking a different turn, or you have a group of friends that like to do this one thing, but you're not really into that anymore. Our situations are different. We got a lot of different peeps up in here. Whatever group you're in, there's definitely like some truthful conversation about death, whether this be physical or like metaphorical or ending a phase, and you know what I mean? So for some of you, you are like, ooh, some of you are worried like this is for a smaller group of you, but some of you are worried this is going to like remove some people from your life. First off, whoever is removed from your life, that is meant to be. But second, some of you, this doesn't even feel that way. It seems like maybe you're like gonna be truthful to your friends, and they're gonna be like, you know what, I actually been feeling that way too. I kind of been waiting for one of y'all's to bring it up. And that's gonna lead you to having some more blissful, enjoyable times with your friends, or, you know. To find enlightenment, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. You just show up for yourself now, okay? Seems like you also maybe have a group of friends you're gonna be weaving, you know, creating something with here. Also, some of you, this is a smaller group of y'all, but you want to do something with your friends, but you don't know what. Just show up. Get y'alls together. See what you're thinking that day, okay? You don't have to have everything planned out. You know, that same goes with if you're the content creator. Just get yourself ready to make some content. Get your camera out in front of you, okay? The perfect, juicy ideas and inspiration isn't going to come until you're in the act. Because the universe is like, yeah, I know if I give it to them now, they're going to try and spin it up or fancy it up, and then they'll overwhelm themselves with, you know, too many other extra things, and they just won't do it. So get yourself ready. Get yourself ready. Or if you're not the content creator, get yourself with your little friends. And see what's up. See what's up. Okay, some of y'all, if your Halloween costume has any purple in it, or has has anything to do with a flower or flowers, this next card's for you. One sec, I gotta take a chunk out of this part. Simmer pot. Look at that. Okay. Here's something you can do right now. Or tomorrow if you're just like gonna go to sleep. Earth, air, fire, and water await an enchantment steamed with intention. So make yourself a little simmer pot. This is a lovely aromatherapeutic moment. It can also be like a tea. You could simmer yourself up in a nice little tea or some stewed apples or something with cinnamon. Pick yourself a simmer pot. Do all the lovely intention weave in with all your ingredients. You know the biz. And if you don't, when you start at it, you'll know. Oh, you'll know. This is definitely going to be something that kind of helps just refresh your vibes, okay? Doing something a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit extra special and magical for you and your senses. There's like a big, this part can also be for those of y'all who don't have that purple in your closet. Okay, don't worry. But there's something here about utilizing your senses, okay? If a particular color, you know, makes you happy and inspired to look at, or a particular color combination, surround yourself with that a bit extra this week, okay? If there's a specific scent, you know, feels just so grounding to you, whenever you smell it, it just makes you feel this extra layer, this extra coat of gratitude. Wear it more. Keep that thing on you, okay? Something definitely like utilizing your senses. Get to know yourself and what just helps you. You know, you don't have a particular reason why it helps you, but it just does. Okay, utilizing that more. Is that it for you? Is there anything else? Witch's Rosary. Craft your skills with intention. Repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. Okay. Definitely this simmer pot of yours is going to be kind of like solidifying something in your mind. Even just like showing up for yourself to do this little thing that doesn't have, you put the intention and the reason behind it. So you can go as deep as you want with that, but something about this little ritual for yourself is going to be helping you craft your skills with intention. Repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. So this is definitely going to be, even though it seems so simple, it's a simmer pot. 4 months, 5 months down the line, you're going to remember this moment. You showing up for yourself and your senses. You're going to remember that. So don't take that for granted, okay? If you take anything from this read, make yourself a little simmer pot. Google it if you're like, what the heck even is that? Do a little Google, okay? You will know what is meant to go in your pot, though. That's for sure. I'm excited because you definitely have some very intentional magics you're sharing with the world here, and you're sharing with your group here, and I'm just quite excited about the ripple effect that's gonna have on us all.